You've seen us paint a lot here at Power Nation, and we always try to pass on our knowledge and tips, but sometimes we just don't have enough time to give you all the details. More times than not, we have to pass up those basics to show you the cool stuff. So today we're going to take a step back, talk a little bit about paint guns. There are a ton of options when it comes to guns. Different brands, different types of guns, and different fluid tip sizes. So how do you know what to use? The first gun we're going to talk about is an old school gun. If you knew a painter, say 30 or so years ago, this is probably what you saw them use. This is a conventional gun. Basically, it has a cup down low that holds the paint and it's siphon fed. So air goes into the gun and creates a vacuum and draws it through the tube. Now the downfall to this gun, other than being big and bulky, is it takes a lot of air pressure to run it. So if you're getting 30 PSI at the inlet of the gun, you're still getting 30 PSI at the air cap. Then we have gravity-fed guns. The cup sits on top of the gun and gravity feeds paint to it. Therefore, it takes a lot less air pressure to atomize paint because we're not having to create a vacuum. Now, there are two types of gravity-fed guns, a standard and an HVLP. HVLP means high volume, low pressure. These guns actually have a restrictor inside that restricts the air. So if you're running 30 PSI at the inlet, the air gets restricted and you're getting about 10 PSI at the air cap. That's good, that's what you want. That means less material is going out into the atmosphere and more material is going onto your panel. That's why these guns have taken over. Now with a conventional gun, I guess they still have their purpose. There's just better options out there nowadays. But these are good for spraying stuff like sound deadeners and undercoating. But what I use this gun for is when I do upholstery work, I spray my glue through them. It's also good to know parts and functions of your gun. Like down low, you have a knob that controls air pressure. Above that, you have a fluid knob. This controls how much paint you let come through the gun. And above that, there's a fan control. This will control how wide or tight you spray through the air cap. Moving on to the parts of the gun. We have a needle that runs through the inside of the gun, and when you pull the trigger, it moves the needle, allowing fluid to pass through. On the back, you have the fluid control. Up front, we have the fluid nozzle. Now this comes in many different sizes along with needles depending on what type of material you're spraying. If you're spraying something thick, you want a bigger nozzle. If you're spraying something thinner like a base coat, you'll go a little smaller. And up front, we have the air cap. Now there is a lot more to talk about. We'll save that for next time.